Okay, today we are playing a game on the Temple of Anubis. The average SR of this game was 2,880, and we will be playing Mercy the entire way through. And our current team composition is D.Va, Zarya, Genji, Junkrat, Mercy, and Zenyatta. So, highly unremarkable and not really worth talking about. We are on the console today, by the way, the PS4, as you may be able to tell by the hieroglyphics. And this is pre-res nerf Mercy, but that's not really the end of the world, because it doesn't do that much to change Mercy's playstyle. You just kind of can't go for some of the stuff you would go for anymore, basically. You have to actually have some self-restraint now, which is beyond some people, admittedly. I've seen a lot of Mercies go out there for the res they shouldn't be going for. So, we have to try and get through the choke point. We are, doing some healing people at full HP, which is not great. We're trying to be as efficient as possible as a healer. Well, as any healer, but Mercy in particular, seeing as we can't really directly interact with the fight very much. We've done, a lot of full HP people healing right now. So Junkrat got killed out there. He's kind of, really out of the way, so it's not really worth going to try and res him. Especially since he died to Hanzo, so we might just get killed going to try and res him. And, after the nerf, definitely wouldn't be worth going for him. Genji died up there, which is kind of just out of the range of us. We definitely couldn't go for that one nowadays either, but would not be unforeseeable pre-nerf to be able to go for it. But we can just res Zenyatta, because he died over here. We have Valkyrie, so we were gonna try and Valkyrie that dude, but then we just kind of immediately get shot to death. So when did we hear the ult? You just kind of, it's kind of already over by that point. Were we not full HP? No, he just, shot us real good. Okay, he died very suddenly. Yeah, we just kind of, got shot real good. Fair enough. Really unfortunate timing more than anything else, which is gonna happen. Maybe if we react, really quickly, we get away from him, but it's just kind of unfortunate more than anything else. So, we have got some ultimates built up. We got Self-Destruct and Transcendence, which is not, earth-shattering or anything like that. Quite literally, because they aren't the ultimate earth-shatter. Now we've got Graviton as well. So, now, we can we got a combo in there. Their D.Va's gonna throw her ultimate out here, though, first. Reaper's now using his ultimate. So they're down a lot of ultimates right now, because Hanzo and Ana use their ultimates as well. We really want to res this Zarya, and I'd go for the same thing. It's just, as soon as we, go forward with GA, turns out Reaper was right over there, so we get killed by him. I would have gone for the exact same thing. It's one of those things where you push GA, and as soon as you push it, you're like, oh shit, I didn't realize that he was right there. He did just spin over there, so maybe we can intuit that he's still in the area, but realistically probably not, because there's kind of not that much reason for him to have still been hovering around the area. Again, more unfortunate than anything else. So, there goes Zenyatta. We can res him, though, it's fine. Now there, Hanzo's going to use his ultimate again. They are down a lot of ultimates right now. We did use our Graviton and Dragon Blade, but unfortunately they had Transcendence, so nothing much came of that one. But, so yeah, we're doing some healing people at full HP, which we're looking to try and avoid as much as possible. Now Zenyatta's going to use his ultimate, so we do it a lot of oh, do I want to shoot or do I want to have the staff out? We've got a Junkrat. It's probably better off to just be damage boosting him the entire time more than anything else. So Reaper did just hop down right next to us, which is pretty scary. I don't think we actually saw him, because I think we're looking up there trying to get to D.Va at the time anyway. So we end up getting away from him. It doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna happen out of this. They've already lost the fight, so it's not like Reaper's gonna make anything happen by himself right out over here. So we think there's a Genji around, which is what we were looking for right there. Never actually found him. Do they have a Genji on their team? Oh fuck, we pushed tab right there, right as I went back. Do they have a Genji on their team? We do have a Genji on their team. Okay. I don't think I've seen him the entire time, actually, now that I think about it. So, we've got Valkyrie, which is good. Yeah, really good ultimate. They're currently using Nano Boost, so everybody's really low HP. There's the line that you use Valkyrie right here to try and heal up everybody, but it's kind of a risky maneuver because it can just end up being that, like, if everyone's low HP, they, like, all die right as you use Valkyrie, so kind of ends up not really doing very much. They end up using quite a few ultimates anyway to fend us off, despite not really needing to, so it's a win-win. It's a win for us regardless. It's possible that, like, going for the Valkyrie might have been able to heal, but now Reaper's using his ultimate again as well. We do just ult to res these two people and start pushing, which is a fair enough use of it. I don't think I would have gone for it. I think I would have just waited to regroup, because it's like, yeah, it does get you tempo, but it gets you tempo in a, like, not super helpful area, because everybody's outside of the base right now, and nobody on their team actually, like, dies right now, because Reaper didn't die for spinning out here, so all we end up doing is rezzing them and going into fight. But, like, we're still out here right now, so it doesn't gain us, like, a huge amount of tempo, because we're still so far away from the point. However, so I wouldn't have gone for it. However, there is the argument also that we know they're down a lot of ultimates right now, so we just want to push as quickly as possible, because we know they have so many ultimates currently down. Zarya has just used her ultimate, but not too terribly much came of that one. Junkrat got killed while using his ultimate, and his ultimate got broken as well, so all in all, basically the worst possible thing that could have happened for Junkrat. Couldn't res him. D.Va's throwing in her ultimate at, like, the worst time right now, because there's, like, no way we make anything happen at that moment in time, but she threw it in there anyway, very hopeful. It's also, like, really easy to get out of the way on an Anubis from just, like, a naked D.Va ultimate. So, we have got Transcendence happening, and now we're purple, and Genji's coming at us with a Dragon Blade, so we're basically just pretty fucked. We do go in, like, really deep early on, because we end up, like, right in the corner next to all of these people, which we'd rather avoid. And we come over to the Genji for kinda no reason, because the Genji's already full HP, but he's the one we come over to. Perhaps just to try and get to the D.Va quickly, but it ends up putting us in a really spooky, scary position. And probably should have died faster, but Reinhardt didn't actually seem to notice us for a while. When really we could just be hanging out in a more conservative location, like across the bridge, basically. We might have, also if we, like, landed on the wall instead, because then we could always jump back over the wall again if we were feeling particularly threatened. But basically we end up going in, like, deeper than we needed to, and end up in an awkward position, and then we, like, go even deeper in, to the people who are using Transcendence. And, like, Transcendence is a safe area, yeah, but, like, then we're in the catacombs with it when it ends, and with no easy way to get back out again, so we could have just been in a more conservative position, and maybe avoided the death. So, we used a lot of ultimates. We've got no ultimates to use right now, so it's not the end of the world. We still got 2 minutes left to try and push with. Junkrat got picked off, so we're gonna just revive him. Didn't happen anymore. Great, awesome. We've almost got Graviton again. We do now, because, I was gonna say we don't have a great combo for Graviton, but someone's changed to Pharah on our team, so we do actually have a good Graviton combo now. So, Reaper's behind us, and we're, like, calling out that he's back here, but, like, team doesn't react, like, super quickly to it or anything. And now 2 people are dead, so not much is gonna be happening. Silver lining, Genji decides that he's gonna use Dragon Blade for no reason, cause, like, we weren't gonna make anything happen right there. And then he ends up dying as well. So, great. Now he's dead. We've got Valkyrie. Reaper, however, comes out, spins right next to us. I was thinking I might have used Valkyrie before then, but, like, the team starts playing so pensively, even though we don't really need to be that cautious about it, so it would have ended up not being too terribly helpful. I was thinking, like, early on in the fight, right around rezzing Zarya, I might have ulted, just be like, alright, we're gonna go in, now. And then I would have probably been really sad, because the team didn't actually, like, try to go anywhere. So, I believe we use Valkyrie here to res these 2 people. Yes, we do. We think about it for a while, and then we decide that we're gonna go for it. Just in general, try like make the decision quicker, because a lot of like higher SR play is just making decisions very quickly and not hesitating about it. Like, we think about it for a while, we're looking at them like, should I go for it, shouldn't I go for it? Just like, if you think it's a good idea, just like go for it. And if it turns out to not be a good idea, you go, alright, well, at least I learned that wasn't a good idea to do it in that kind of situation, right? Just like, quick decisions, very important in Overwatch. It's a very quick game. So you gotta make decisions quickly. So, we are now going in, we're throwing all our ults on the point, we like threw in all of them at the point, and we have gotten some momentum on the point now. Genji's over here killing this person. We can res him as long as we stay in the area, because he died like while our cooldown's under 10 seconds, so we got just enough time to res him back into the fight. And we've got enough ultimates to just, like, push it through. And, actually, we don't capture the point, do we? They just barely hold it off, actually, I think. Even though it seems like we should win the point. Because now they actually start regrouping, and now we don't have any actual ultimates to clean them back off of it again. So, yeah, they do. They do fend us off. We got to basically 80% on Temple of Anubis, which I will consider to be a smashing success, frankly. Because, like, a lot of games I see on Temple of Anubis, and with neither team getting any progress on the second checkpoint, so frankly, I'll take it. So, now, we've gone too far forward. We've gone drastically too far forward. Alright, so now we're defending. As you can see, we still got some time to go on this one, so, yeah. They don't exactly do a great job of capturing the second checkpoint either. Despite looking like they should a couple of times capture it. So, again, we're doing some, like, healing people at full HP, which we're trying to avoid. Like, this is a fairly high SR game, you know, the average SR of this game was, Platinum, but, like, we're in Diamond, so it tends to be less, like, glaringly huge issues, and it tends to more be, smaller things, and, like, the thing that stands out is, like, a lot of healing people at full HP. We end up getting, like, killed by Reaper here. We couldn't, like, go up. No, she just, like, goes away right as he appears on top of us, and we've got no one else to go to. Never mind. I was gonna say we could have gone to Farah, but no, she, like, went away right as that started happening. So we say to ourselves, alright, so we couldn't have gotten away from it by that point, so then you take a step further back, and you go, alright, well, how could I have just not been in the situation that there was no escape from? And basically we just have to look around more, because by the time we realize Reaper is there, it's too late to get away from Reaper, so we just have to, like, notice Reaper sooner, basically. Which is just looking around more. Color of your crosshair actually, like, really upsets me because I'm colorblind, so I have, like, a lot of trouble seeing that on Anubis' background. So we've lost a lot of, control over here. Symmetra has put her teleporter down. So we start like doing some recollecting. We come over here to res Diva. But nothing actually comes of it. I don't think I'd res the Diva, because I would kind of expect to not win that fight anyway. Because, like, there's the teleporter there, so, like, it seems like maybe we can get away with it, but I'm not really feeling it, Mr. Krabs. We've already lost, like, so much control by that point, and Diva, if you're gonna lose the fight anyway, Diva is one of the worst people to res, because she's gonna end up if she dies a second time, she is gonna end up feeding the enemy team a lot of ult charge, because they get to kill her entire mech again. Usually. Sometimes they just kill Baby Diva before she gets back in the mech, but generally she's gonna get back in the mech and then die again, if you res her in a fight that's, like, already lost. And then they get a lot of ult charge out of that. So I probably would not have res the Diva, just because it still looks like we're gonna lose the point, even though we have the teleporter, because we've just lost so much control by that point. So, now we're on the second checkpoint, whatever, this is like where most of Anubis actually happens anyway. So, we go over to res this person. That would be like a scary one to go for these days, because of the animation nerf, because she died, like, pretty close to people, but it also ends up only being Diva, and a lot of, like, rezzing people now is like, if they die like in a really forward position, finding a way to just kind of sneak the res over. We can like hide in the ditch and res her over the edge from that kind of position, and then like be a little bit safer. So it would be scary to go for now because of she died like kind of close to people, but we could like sneak it through as well. So Winston's been nano boosted. However, they've lost both of their supports, so they're going to lose this fight. It is basically that simple. We were boosting the McCree the entire time over here, so we end up just sticking over here for a while. I wouldn't stick with the McCree when he's using Deadeye, because damage boosting Deadeye in a lot of cases is just overkill anyway. So we could have just come over here and started supporting other people who are alive faster rather than hanging out with McCree, because damage boosting Deadeye tends to be overkill. We also wisely decided not to res Junkrat while the enemy team is resetting. A lot of Mercy players would have rezzed the Junkrat right there, but there's like no reason to do so because we're right next to our spawn and the enemy team was resetting anyway. So rezzing him would have been basically a waste of the cooldown. So we wisely hold off on rezzing him right there instead, so you can just walk back. So we're calling out that Soldier's over here somewhere right now, and D.Va like comes over to help. A little bit nitpicky, but when we finally spot him, we just go, he's up here, he's up here. It's a little nitpicky, but that's not like the most helpful communication because your team doesn't necessarily know where here is. It's better to say he's on the pillar. It's like kind of a nitpicky thing, but like nitpicking is kind of what it's about in higher SR. So Soldier just used Tac Visor, so we kind of wait a little while to come in here with this. McCree ends up disappearing right as we were about to res him, so we kind of get a little thrown off by that and end up not getting both the reses off. I wouldn't try to res McCree in this situation anyway, because there's better people to res. Because right now, we're losing control in this fight, and we need just like the biggest presence in this fight that we can get for a close range fight. And the best two people for that of these three people next to us is Junkrat and Mei. Because McCree doesn't really like fighting people point blank. Like, he can defend himself because he has the flashbang and the roll, but he doesn't want to fight people point blank. Junkrat and Mei are a lot better at fighting people point blank. So McCree would not be the best person to res of all the souls available anyway. Actually, even better would be, because I just noticed that Reaper's here as well. He kind of died a little bit later, but, so, the best two we could have gotten would have been Mei and Reaper, because they're the best at fighting people point blank. They also have the most stalling because of, Wraith Form and Mei. So, McCree would be, out of the 4 souls available to us right now, McCree would be the worst one to res anyway. So we shouldn't really be looking to res him out of these people right here. Because we're looking for people with the biggest, like, presence in, like, a close range fight right now, and McCree does not qualify for that one. He was also, this is like a really micro thing, but if a lot of people on your team are dead, but someone's about to respawn, it's more impactful to res the people who have only just died. Because the person who is closer to respawning is going to reinforce in the fight quicker anyway, whereas the person that just died has to go through the whole 10-second resurrection and then get back to the fight. So it can be in like a really close match, like right in like a 2CP situation like that, it can be better to res somebody who just died so you can shave off more time on them reinforcing relative to the other people who are about to respawn anyway. So we could have res McCree here, but D.Va's better to res right now because she can stall out the point for longer. Tragically, she doesn't get back in her mech before she dies, but she's better to res in this situation than McCree. It's just unfortunate she ends up dying. So, Reinhardt doesn't focus us, which is really nice, so we get to just come back over here and shoot across the enemy team. Our team has a lot of stalling heroes on it, like a lot of stalling heroes, so even though it looks like we should lose the game, we end up not losing the game. We can infer, because we haven't seen Reinhardt use Earthshatter in a long time, he probably has it, so we should be trying to like play around Earth Shatter as much as possible, but we're also in like a really hectic melee where that can be difficult to keep track of as well. Even though we got Earth Shattered, by that point they had actually lost enough momentum in the fight that it didn't really do anything other than waste his ultimate anyway, so it's largely irrelevant. So now we have Valkyrie, which is really good to have. Their soldier is probably getting close to having Tac Visor again, so we do have to be aware of that when we decide to use Valkyrie in the future. If they have, because generally when you're using Valkyrie, you want to be as high up as possible. If they have a soldier or a McCree, they would like you to be higher up in the sky because it's going to be harder for you to get out of the way of their ultimates. So if they have a McCree or a soldier, we do have to like bear that in mind when we use Valkyrie because it affects how we have to position ourselves. So Reaper came in and spam, didn't really get very much done. Probably thinking about using Valkyrie for a while here, and we decide that we're going to go for it anyway. It's like sketchy enough that it's definitely justified to do. I think I would have been a bit greedier and not use the Valkyrie, just because the way the fight's going, it looks like we have the advantage in it anyway. So I think I would have been greedier and not used Valkyrie to res the Mei. But also, like, it was sketchy enough that it is justified to do. I just personally am a very greedy individual, so I don't think I would have gone for it. It was justified in that case, though. The fight was very sketchy. So, now, resetting, waiting for them to reappear again. They've only got 2 minutes left, so they've only got like 2 or 3 pushes left in them at this point, depending on how quickly they recollect. Again, some healing people at full HP, which we want to avoid as much as possible. And we're halfway back towards Valkyrie again, which is cool. That's the thing with healer ultimates, they charge really quickly. Moira's ultimate apparently charges insanely fast. So Soldier comes at us with Tac Visor. We called something out. What did we say right there?
Soldier's back.
Oh, I see. We're calling out the soldiers there. And then we try to, like, juke him, but we just kind of end up not being able to do it. The angle he's coming at us from, unless our team comes back to help us with that one, we're probably fucked, because there's nowhere great for us to go to get out of the way of him. He's kind of just going to run us down no matter which way we go. It's one of those things that's like, well, by the time we realize he's there, it's already too late. So if you take it a step further back, the only way you can avoid it is to know he's coming sooner, which just involves being more actively proactive in, like, looking around for flanks. He, like, ran under us as well, so that makes it even harder to notice it. It's just like, by the time we see him, it's probably already too late to really do anything about it. So, fight pretty close. We almost have Valkyrie. We don't quite get it. So, thing with positioning right here is we know Genji's fighting somebody underneath the bridge, because we saw him running in there, cutting, and then deflecting into the bridge. And we just kind of back up into the soldier anyway, and end up getting killed by him. We know Genji's down there fighting somebody. We know it's the soldier as well, but even if we don't know that, we know he's fighting somebody, and we end up backing into them, which is not good, because if you're backing up into someone, it's really easy to get killed by them. So, ends up, we get back out here in time anyway to use Valkyrie, and we can res all these people who are great at stalling, and we fend them off again, and at this point the enemy team doesn't have a lot of time left. Genji ends up being killed really staggered as well, which is even better. And then D.Va is even more staggered, which is fantastic news because they've only got 30 seconds left. So them having, like, staggered people right now is terrible for them, because they're about to run out of time. Our Reaper decides he's going to go back and change to Bastion, which is not a decision that I support, but I understand why he has done it. I still don't support it. Just cause, like, we have, like, nothing to defend the Bastion with, basically. So, Genji picks off Junkrat, doesn't matter, we res him, and, Genji ends up dying for it as well. At this point, like, they just kind of have to run in to kind of make it try and make it happen. It's not gonna happen, we're gonna end up winning the game, which is not gonna surprise anyone. From this point, woo, great job, team. So, let's watch play of the game. It's Reinhardt, that's very surprising.
Thanks for covering tank, D.Va.
Oh yeah, the D... Oh!
D.Va.
shit. She got really fucking vacuumed in by that one as well, didn't she? Hold on. Let's, slow that one down till I fully appreciate that Farah's sadness. She's like a full Farah away from him and she still gets vacuumed in. How sad. Damn. The Diva also, between rounds, was gonna play Hanzo. So, but we asked the Hanzo to change, and they actually did, if you can believe it. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? The Hanzo actually changed to something else, but a tank no less. Ooh, amazing. So, I just noticed what Genji's name was, and it really upset me. So I got a little distracted by that one. So, nothing, like, super huge stands out in this game. The biggest thing is, like, healing people at full HP, which we want to cut down on as much as possible as Mercy. Especially the point you're at, SR-wise, where this is going to be more important, because it's hard to carry a game as a support in general, especially Mercy, who has the least direct input in the game. So a lot of it is being as efficient as possible. So like we want to keep healing people at full HP to the bare minimum. It's going to happen, like inevitably, but like we want to keep it as low down as possible. And this is kind of you're in the SR where this starts to really matter because margin for error becomes much smaller, and a lot of the game becomes more about getting like very small efficiencies out of your hero relative to the enemy team. Other than that, it was just like kind of a lot of smaller things that we talked about as they came up. The like healing, and it wasn't like a huge thing, but we did like quite a bit of healing people at full HP, which we're trying to cut down as much as possible. That was the biggest thing, and then it was like smaller things other than that, which is as you would expect it to be in this kind of SR range. Less big things, more like trying to get the smaller efficiency out of the hero. The making decisions quickly is kind of the other biggest thing, because it's like, we think about using Valkyrie for a little while in a couple of places, like, just make the decision, like, alright, I'm gonna do it. And if it ends up being the wrong decision, you learn something from it, at least, right? Like, a lot of high SR play is just, like, making quick decisions, basically. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.